Welcome, good morning, Fiifi-Manfred today, like we've always been doing. They are as we come your way. We're the best of analysis anywhere that you find it on YouTube. You don't get it any better in terms of seeing analyzing games there. You know, say I will best players and I will be at the best everywhere you pass, every game, every team, BBR, every league. And was if Manfred on YouTube. Yeah, yes, some of the best bets and picks in my kucha and my disca in the Google to now. It was a good one until Sporting CP later in the evening had to draw and take the game into extra time. That was about an else 22 odds, 8 odds, and 7 odds. Combination of about 50 odds would have gone through yesterday. But that notwithstanding, it was just Sporting CP and then Conference League games now of and we've taken our time because at yesterday's games they didn't go through well on it. We have taken extra time in making sure the Conference League matches we are extra careful with respect to it. We'll start from today when the Conference League games now we'll put a betting code in there. It's in the description of the video. Just go to the description of the video, go in there and pick up the games now. There I think there's 12 odds, there is 5 and then there's 7 or so. Look through at it in there and then make sure you enjoy and then get some good money. I say, but over here in terms of the analysis there, like you always do, no, we don't stop consistently, back to back, constant coming here, giving you the best of analysis. No, it is my hobby, it is a pleasure, and it's an honor. So and then Chelsea, obviously, it's up there in a conversation with a big game against Shamrock Rovers. Now, the funny thing is that Shamrock Rovers were captain and your manager. A self-acclaimed Chelsea fans have been open. They've come out. They said, I mean, Chelsea match on a big game there. But when we are Chelsea for and they enjoy it, so they will go to Stamford Bridge. They would want to have a good time at Stamford Bridge, away from even anything. Some people Stamford Bridge, when they bought some good games. They love champion, they love Chelsea. Or club almost supported it. They talked about that. Shamrock Rovers game, the tactical analysis, the nitty-gritties, the things that you've not seen in recent times. Our Shamrock Rovers game, the analysis now, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Just before that, it started from elsewhere. Yesterday, Madrid won the first Intercontinental Cup after Sabrantia, your friend of Vinicius Jr. Ekwako winning. Vinicius Jr. Ekwako winning the first FIFA best player now. Madrid Echo on to go and play in the Intercontinental Cup, and they were very excited. Madrid players like Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Jody Bellingham, Orenchi Meni, Eduardo Camavinga, all of them seem to be very, very excited over there. Vinicius Jr. edged a lot of the awards on the day over there. Kylian Mbappe spoke about the impact of Negoro in the game over there. In terms of trophies at Vinicius Jr., almost everything that's available. Orenchi Meni, and then now from the most decorated coach in Real Madrid history, Carlo Ancelotti. Now it was a huge night for a team like a friend at Real Madrid, and the fact is that time at Madrid for a game, they knew that they were going to play the game at the Luciel, iconic Luciel Stadium, and on a stadium that Kylian Mbappe Lucy World Cup final 2 years ago. In fact, yesterday, Argentina 4 players on the World Cup final were all on Instagram celebrating that with Enzo Fernandez, Lionel Messi, Leandro Martinez, Rodrigo Di Paul. All of these guys in our Argentina national team, they took to Instagram to celebrate the win of the World Cup 2 years ago, and it was in the same stadium and it was an Intercontinental Cup final. And of course, this time Kylian Mbappe lost the first one there. This time he didn't lose. He was able to get a win over there. I mean, Danny Ceballos after the game said another title, but this doesn't stop here because we want more, as is required of us to be the best club in the world. I'm talking after receiving it, after Vinicius Jr. Shenigono closed his eyes and did Danny shooting celebration. That was a beautiful one over there. Everybody came together in that picture for the trophy now Madrid for Nigeria. Carlo Ancelotti said Vinny will go on vacation on Saturday after a game. There's going to be a little vacation for them. Then he is going to be back on the 30th over there. French excellent Chimeni, Camavinga, Kylian Mbappe. Carlo Ancelotti said winning the titles at Real Madrid is easier than other clubs because the best players in the world are here. Ancelotti, I've been a bit more nervous this season because I wasn't liking how we played. In 2025, I will be back to my natural state. We'll come in and try and win. Vinicius Jr. I say more titles than Barcelona and Atletico combined since my arrival. He said he didn't know that. I just follow what history asked me. We are a few chosen to play for the best club in the world. I continue to make my dreams come true over there. And that's exactly what Vinny and kind. I'm about Ballon d'Or. I'll say I'll continue to do everything I can to be the best for the team, for the best team in the world. Not all players can wear this Real Madrid shirt. We are a few chosen ones. Jude Bellingham's injury, I don't think it's serious. Talking about Jude, little injury, not picking up. No. Federico Valverde was a Vinny Jr. deserved to win the FIFA Best Player of the Year. Talking about Vinicius Jr. award no winning, of course, the best. One of the trophies went to Abrante FN, Federico Valverde on the night. Man of the match in the final went to Abrante FN. Vinicius Jr. on the night. Dani Ceballos, Mandela Loni came in to celebrate the trophy. Almost everybody on the Madrid side did celebrate the trophy. And of course, El Presidente, no one of Florentino Perez, 65 titles as president is because of a good team and a coach. We keep going step by step. And I don't know if you realize one thing. At Madrid, somebody trophy, we say president say a team. The team say a players this when a coach and any fans no fans they say oh your players still good, and that's exactly how you keep a winning team oil. They keep on going back and on, back to it again, consistently pushing yourselves and getting to the very top. That's what Madrid have done in the last years. In general, it was all joy, all smile at the Lucial iconic stadium, or the iconic Lucial Stadium, El Qatar, Abraham Madrid. We need the next one again, the next trophy. Madrid, another trophy to win in January. That's the Spanish Super Cup in January, and that's another trophy that we hope that they can go in and win over the official most decorated players in Madrid history. Abrante Ferno, Luka Modric, 28 trophies. Dani Carvajal, 27 trophies. Nacho Hernandez, 26 trophies. Marcelo, 25 trophies. Abrante Ferno, Karim Benzema, 25 trophies. These players are very, very much decorated Madrid history move over there. Before say Luka Modric, every free Tottenham Hotspur joining Real Madrid, not just a single trophy. At Madrid alone, 28 trophies. That tells you how huge of a club are Real Madrid. And constantly, almost every season, they win something. Carlo Ancelotti, 15 trophies as the most decorated coach Madrid history move. Then away from that, there is M. Munoz. 14 trophies over there in 15 years at Madrid. And Carlos is 5 years at Madrid. There is Zinedine Zidane, who has 11 trophies in 4 years. There is also Moloney, also who had 8 trophies in 4 years at Madrid. And there is the boss, Vicente Del Bosque, also with 7 trophies in about 4 years at Real Madrid. So these are the most decorated managers. Our Real Madrid team, one of some of the most important managers at Real Madrid, and some of them who have been very, very instrumental to everything that Madrid have done. Of course, 2024 comes to an end, and obviously Madrid can the best club in terms of what they did in recent times in the year 2024. We need a Champions League, we need La Liga, we need a Continental Cup, we need Spanish Super Cup, we need European Super Cup winners. The best club in the year 2024, obviously a team up your friend Real Madrid. I think that they deserve all of the credit as Omoje going into such a game over there. In this weekend, the obviously games that are going to go on, but tonight it's a big one. Chelsea versus Shamrock Rovers. I mean, in terms of quality of game or type of opponents, and games it's not really a big game like that when you're talking about Shamrock Rovers. But I think the most important thing, like Enzo Maresca kind of say, or percent season content. In fact, in the grand contest of things, Shamrock Rovers for manager can send me, and I mean I think it's true. Say Chelsea is probably the most informed team in Europe, and I think so. In fact, team are consistently rushing. Barca have dropped points recent times, buying, sometimes getting some draws over the Real Madrid. We know. If you go even to Paris Saint-Germain, the Champions League, they are struggling. Yes, Chelsea are playing a different competition, but in terms of Europe proper, say will be our top 5 European leagues, the most informed team. Obviously, Enzo Maresca Chelsea team, you know. And for me, I've said it several times. I say, Enzo Maresca, you get to understand and get the feel of what he wants to do as a manager. Maybe also the team, Nico, how he wants to get to then. And in the pre-match press conference, he was clear. One of the things that Enzo Maresca did opine to the journalists, and he said, or percent of fan of group stage, area. And Chelsea match and it's going to be the 6th game. After that, it's going to be 2 games more in March. Into Chelsea and Europe game until March. And so almost now we are automatically Chelsea Timisha match, it's automatic that they will qualify to the next round of the competition because the fixtures now on Fiorentina and all the other top teams available in the last game through of the group stage. Into Chelsea in a good place to qualify automatically, which is the first step. Now away from that, I think that watch Enzo Maresca. One of the things that Chelsea have done very well in the last few days is bringing on Joshua Champon and Tyreek George. It looks as if Tyreek George and Joshua Champon are really going to be part of the first team. And now I showed you the video of how they have been giving their lockers or Chelsea training ground on them, just so they will have a place to start training and stuff like that. Very, very important for these 2 players. And it's OT Enzo Maresca. Maresca said, especially for Joshua Champon, he will get minutes. He is going to rotate him, probably making sure to be used, at certain point in time, and especially with a recent injury of Rhys James, and of course, Brentford Malo goes through sometimes also in and out of games, and also even at right centre back, Gidi said Joshua Champon can play there very well and can be an aggressive player, can get results in that regard. Now, it's also a very, very good thing for him to come in and then come and play. The reason why for me, Maka said, Shamrock Rovers match and ancient and Magic, it is the intellect of Enzo Maresca, and I've seen it. Mahoney teams evolve enough these days to understand that Chelsea team know exactly what they are doing at almost every point in time. So watch Chelsea versus Brentford. Now Brentford about 4 games before Chelsea match, and about 4-3-3 nominal formation. But just before the Chelsea game, we all knew okay, Brentford beats me about in a 3-back. Although number 4-3-3, and I remember in the pre-match analysis, I was saying that Brentford do mix it up. Some games almost show me number 4-back, sometimes 3-back, and in a 3-back combo, they use Brian Mbeumo as the wing back, somebody that we know is an attacker. And how were Chelsea going to go into that game and then get results in that regard? And I like the way Enzo Maresca did set up. In fact, he knew that Brentford can spring up a surprise and play there 4-back or 3-back, and he prepared for both. Now, in game, there were times I think in the dying best of the game, Brentford switched to a 4-back. Chelsea pressed to face that 4-back. In the beginning of the game, when Brentford were in a 3-back, they were very good in the press in a 3-back. And for me, I think Enzo Maresca is a master coach and a master planner. There is this picture, I know in a coaching team, Agent Coop, I may have a small mini meeting, having a conversation before training session. It was top. And the details that goes into the preparation for games now, I think that's what set Chelsea apart. The job Enzo Maresca has done, for me, a next level in terms of what Maresca will do, what Maresca can do, where he can take Chelsea to a next level. And before, teams ever Stamford Bridge, they didn't really care. They didn't let Chelsea concede chance to them. Chelsea would not play too well. And now, I showed you the metric of how the Athletic 40 metric about. In that metric, Chelsea essentially on the ball, someone got to create chance. They create the best chance, the quicker attacks, the quicker in transition team. Our English Premier League, nobody here better than Chelsea in that regard. Whilst on the other hand, Chelsea created the best chances from transitions, or also preventing teams the best way from getting transitional attacks against them. My only problem in recent times, like I did mention yesterday, is the absence of Wesley Fofana, who essentially would have been in the team to close down, to be aggressive, to prevent turnovers, and but away from that, you give the coach a lot of credit. Look at that game away to Hedingham. In fact, that Hedingham game was probably the most difficult game that I have seen that Chelsea were obviously going to play away from home, because now we go back against Hedingham, a very stubborn team, very tough team. And I only go push team. I only say any easier now. Chelsea went in there. That Hedingham team, no about against Bayern Leverkusen and your results. No about against FC Bayern Munich and your results. So obviously it was going to be a tough game, going away to go and play Astana in a very unfavorable condition. And like I said the last time, how he never seen Enzo Maresca on your complacence. Not say, oh, the Shamrock Rovers keke. Say no. It's essentially preparing in details, getting the best team, putting them together to go and play. There are times where Obakoba against Tima, Obakoba with a lot of players in the middle of the park, play with let's say a 4-5-1, have a lot of trying to have numerical superiority or park playing Fiifi. What Maresca will do is to play with a single pivot, and look at the risk he took against Brentford. Playing against Brentford, knowing that Brentford, no matter what, will be paying back. Left Caicedo as a single pivot in the middle of the park. Then players played Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, and then Marco Correa in between the lines to constantly suffocate Brentford for then get results against them. And it's the detailed in preparation for me from Enzo Maresca. And that's how Sauti Shamrock Rovers manager now teaching some more kind of you get a sense, say almost all of them. There is a lot of respect for Chelsea for the kind of work that Enzo Maresca here and then the good job that he has been doing in recent times. And you give him a lot of respect over there, a lot of quality, how good he has been playing, how exactly players now have been excellent in that regard. And now in the pre-match press conference, Tosin Adrabio spoke with respect to the players, and he said something about Maresca. That's exactly what Tosin Adrabio can. Adrabio said Maresca is tough. He knows how to manage each player, especially considering how many competitions we are in. And he is able to give us all minutes and make us feel important within the squad. Pochettino, I mean, you go away from that and listen to the other things that Tosin Adrabio can. But before that, Shamrock Rovers will manager head coach Stephen Bradley, a former Chelsea youth team player, no Chelsea youth team, but Chelsea youth team as a young boy, and then a self-confessed Chelsea his fan or one of Shamrock Rovers head coach. Say you want to challenge yourself against the best, and right now they are up there amongst the rest, the best. The manager Maresca has come in and very quickly they have a clear identity how they want to play. It's very clear that they have a real culture now, which is very difficult to achieve over there at Chelsea. Talking about how, and I think that one of the things that people constantly say, hey, how quick Maresca have gotten the job done. For even those of us, and he believes that Maresca can get a job done, and he believes in the Chelsea project. For all of us, constantly, we always felt that it was going to take some time, maybe 1 season, maybe 2 seasons. Then we'll see how we go from there. Maybe, but it came pretty much quick. And again, I think that's one of the things that adds to how exceptional of a manager Maresca is managing the players. I mean, away from tactics, Makani several times. Look at the response yesterday he gave about Madrid. He was asked about Madrid. So club not can Simon Becking and there's nothing new. We trust Madrid. And for managers, the most important thing is the communication, is how to really manage the group away from even tactics. Now, that's why in the house, you're not just a coach, you are a proper manager of these players and managing them, getting the best out of them, guiding them, knowing how to get the best out of them. And very important. And that's exactly what Enzo Maresca can. And that is what Tosin Adrabio can. So what Enzo Maresca, or a tough person, comes across as a very calm, nice person, but he gets the best out of the players and with respect to the competition. And that's one thing that DBA Madrid said. I mean, a year day that Chelsea against Astana. I mean, Joao Felix and Kobe, but let's use the head-in-hand game. These players are traveling. Some of the players will feel, but they are not worried. It doesn't affect them. They just want to go and play their football. And I think it's how Enzo Maresca paints pictures for them to see how he makes them understand. Say, and yet about the competition, it's about proving a point and being the best that you can be. Then we can take it from there. And I think that it's been a solid season. I mean, for Chelsea, and he also, of course, for Enzo Maresca, the job that he has done. And he goes in there, talks about the fact that Maresca has been very good in that regard. Stephen Bradley said Chelsea are probably the best team in Europe. Shamrock Rovers again on head coach. You have to enjoy watching a team like Chelsea play this year. We do when we watch them. They are a mix of power and pace and a clear identity in what they are doing. A real energy in the team. It's been a real joy to watch them since the manager has come in. I've got to look and try to learn from these things. I'm talking about how Enzo Maresca Abema or Juma or Honor in there. And I think I've looked at the Shamrock Rovers game. In fact, when you look into the pre-match analysis of Shamrock Rovers and Chelsea, the games that Shamrock Rovers won about, how they are coming into this game, how a little difficult this match can be for Chelsea. And yes, it's one of those banana skin games that Obeka said, oh, automatic Chelsea should be able to go and win. But the only difference is that Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca doesn't leave any stone unturned in terms of what he can do or matches be said. Constantly he goes into these games wanting to go ahead and go and win. And yet, just because Shamrock Rovers, so Chelsea go into the match not putting in their effort, they want to win. Now, watch Shamrock Rovers, although Chelsea expected to sail through the late phase in the season 2 conference league, Chelsea have still less shown tournament winning credentials to obtain maximum points from the opening 5 games. The Blues are impressing the Premier League too, 2-1 weekend win against Brentford was a huge one. Just last week, manager Enzo Maresca claimed the side were not in the Premier League title race, but of course, a lot of people debate that Shamrock Rovers stand in their way of finishing their group stage equivalent campaign with 100% record for the very first time in the club history across major competitions over there. This will be the first competitive meeting between Chelsea and the Shamrock Rovers. But Shamrock, proud to the record of European competition, just English opposition, anything to go by, 4 losses. Anytime a Shamrock Rovers, any European team, they have a ball, especially an English opposition, they almost lose 4 in there. It could prove to be a long night at Stamford Bridge, and I think so. I think Chelsea will go in there with all the quality, with all their ability to win the game, and then get the results from there. Watch the Shamrock for now. The last game, boy, in the conference, they played against Borak Banja Luka. Borak Banja Luka, it's a game that they won by 3-0, and Shamrock went into the game going into it with a very, very good 4-3-3, and a Shamrock Rovers for the about 3 back actually, just like Brentford, and I think that's exactly what they are going to do at Stamford Bridge. Try to be defensively resolute. You know, in games like this, teams will try to stay in the game as long as possible. So they are not humiliated. Honan, O'Neill, they have a midfield of 5 and then 2 attackers, Kenny and Furiga in a lady lines for team my friend Shamrock Rovers. I think that it's a game that really Chelsea can go on and then get results from there. Of course, obviously, win it because they're very, very important for them to maintain the mayor. They have gone 100% win record over the Europa League in the assistance. Now, of course, title race conversation, yeah, and Abrantia, your friend Jamie Carragher also was on Sky Sports, still went on in the conversation. Also, when I look at the things that worry me about Chelsea in terms of winning the league, a goalkeeper and maybe centre backs, Goodison Park is the type of place where something like that could show up. Of course, they are saying that Goodison Park is going to be a big place for Chelsea, and I think that's also going to be another challenge for Enzo Maresca. And after the game against Shamrock Rovers, we will have to turn to that. If Chelsea really want to go for it, they know that consistency is a very, very important one, and then they need to go in and get a job done. Chelsea next 4 games in all competitions now, or against in English, or against Everton, Fulham, Ipswich Town, and the Crystal Palace away. Mind you, Crystal Palace and Chelsea board draw or Stamford Bridge, so another tough one away at Selhurst. Then there's going to be Ipswich Town away over the Kenny Road. Then of course you're going to play against Fulham. That will be at Stamford Bridge. So Chelsea, our 3 away games and 1 home game after any game. So in the next 5 games, Chelsea about 2 home games: Fulham, any Shamrock Rovers, then Everton, Ipswich Town, any team my friend of Crystal Palace. And Chelsea will go away to go and play against team. Go and play away from home, and we'll see if they can get the results from it. It's games that Chelsea really do want to win. And now there was some good stuff also in training. A branch here, your friend of Romeo Lavia did return to training for Chelsea, and like Enzo Maresca kind of this weekend, there's a possibility that Romeo Lavia will come in and then come and play some football for Chelsea. In injuries, and a big deal, sir, goes and comes, and Chelsea will see him back. Jamie Carragher, so if the Chelsea can go to Goodison and then keep a clean sheet and win, and yeah, you think that they can go on and then win something from there. Of course, people always have their say, but Chelsea really I think there's everything in the world of sports as it stands now. We've come through everything for you. In terms of games, also how good teams have been, how well we've been playing, the importance of playing games, the importance in games, and how good Chelsea have become over the last few games, of course, under Enzo Maresca, and the different things Enzo Maresca have been clear, of course. We'll stay away, we'll come back, we'll have a conversation later in the afternoon. Hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, we'll subscribe here. Subscribe, take care, bye.